It's Red Eye Radio. He's our Crowley. I'm Gary Maxmer. Sorry, I'm just laughing at the article yesterday. Such a New York Times headline. This is his entire article. No further comment necessary. I'll just quote the New York Times headline. All right. Highways have sliced through city after city. Can the U.S. undo the damage? That's the entire column. Right. I'm just gonna. That's it. Just put the headline down. Yep. Highways have sliced through city after city. Can the U.S. undo the damage? Right. Yeah, that's the next thing. I suggest Chicago and New York without any highways going in. Well, would solve. Yeah. Nothing. Exactly. Well, no. I mean, what's the next step? If you want to control the means of production and the capital, you got to control access as well, right? Yeah. So tear down the highways. Top Beyond the News is brought to you by House Profit. Visit houseprofit.com. This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
Earn personalized savings on commercial truck insurance with Smart Haul from Progressive. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. Not available in all states or situations.
Eric Harley and Gary McNamara for the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. Do you like the way your home smells? Serious question. Do you notice the odors? They stack up. Cigarettes, perfume, diapers. Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier uses cutting-edge oxy technology to quickly eliminate any odor, guaranteed. With over 300,000 units sold, you can trust that it works. And don't forget those stinky litter boxes, trash cans, cigarette smoke, even dirty diapers. Gets rid of the odors in just minutes. The powerful thunderstorm sends out O3 molecules that destroy odors, even in hard-to-reach places. And there are no filters to buy ever again. Right now, you can get 3 thunderstorms for under $200 with a $200 discount. Place one in your basement, your bedroom, your family room, put them all over the house. Go to EdenPureDeals.com. Use discount code REDEYE to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code REDEYE. And shipping is free.
Every diesel needs to defend against clogged injectors, low lubricity, and slipping fuel economy. The best defense is the best defender. House Diesel Defender with advanced IDX4 detergent. Get a deeper clean, maximum lubricity, and boosted fuel economy. Guaranteed. House Diesel Defender. Get optimal performance. House for every diesel.
If you're a trucking industry professional, then you need to stay on top of changing regulations, equipment upgrades, and technology advancements. Fleet Owner Magazine gives you all of this and more. Written for fleet executives and managers, Fleet Owner gives you the business intelligence on operations, vehicle maintenance, regulations, and information technology you need to stay ahead. But that's not all. With its monthly print publication, daily and weekly email newsletters, and a website updated several times a day, Fleet Owner has all the latest news and information delivered to you when you want it and where you want it. From industry experts to award-winning writers and columnists, Fleet Owner is the #1 source for trucking information in North America. Remember to visit fleetowner.com every day for the latest industry news. You can also sign up to receive Newsline, their free email newsletter, and subscribe to Fleet Owner Magazine. Visit fleetowner.com. Fleet Owner, for news you can use. You know, truck drivers play a critical role in our economy, hauling almost everything we buy. These men and women are the unsung heroes and the backbone of America. When our heroes need support, they turn to the St. Christopher Truckers Fleet Fund. The St. Christopher Truckers Fleet Fund is a 501c3 truck driver charity that steps in to cover necessity household items when an injury or illness takes a driver off the road. Learn more and donate today at truckersfund.org. That's truckersfund.org.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington. Memorial Day weekend travel is already underway.
The TSA is expecting a record number of flyers. Heading overseas is more expensive than a year ago. But according to the travel site Hopper, domestic tickets are down about 19%. Hopper Haley Burke says hotel rooms are pricier, up 11% from last year.
You can find better deals, especially if you book to the last minute in major cities and stay off the beaten track.
CBS's Christiane Benavides with that report. A possible deal may be in sight to avert a crisis next week over the debt ceiling.
With a countdown of less than a week to go until the government might not be able to pay all of its bills, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy sums up the ongoing talks with the White House.
We did not have an agreement yet. We knew this would not be easy. It's hard, but we're working and we're going to continue to work to get this done.
And CBS News has learned that negotiators are closing in on a deal to raise the debt limit for 2 years and also cap federal spending for about the same time. Ron Covey, CBS News, Washington.
Texas lawmakers have issued 20 articles of impeachment against State Attorney General Ken Paxton. State Representative Steve Toth opposed the move.
Why is the House doing this? We've got more important business to do this. This is ridiculous. Speak up. Say no. This is wrong. It's illegal.
The Republican-led House committee alleges that the Attorney General committed various crimes, including abuse of office. A new study has identified key symptoms that may best define what's known as long COVID. CBS medical contributor Dr. Celine Gallagher says when someone got COVID may be the key.
People were more likely to have long COVID and more severe long COVID if they were infected with an earlier variant before Omicron. And they were more likely to have long COVID if they've been infected multiple times. Vaccination was protective against long COVID.
The 4-year study of long COVID was funded by the National Institutes of Health. Prosecutors in Southern California have granted a new lease on life to Daniel Saldana. He spent 33 years in prison for attempted murder, a crime he did not commit. LA County District Attorney George Gascon made the announcement.
Based on the investigation, we have determined Daniel Saldana is innocent of the crimes that he was convicted of.
Gascon says Saldana was mistakenly identified as a gang member during a 1989 incident.
Wow.
Testimony provided in 2017 stated he wasn't even there. And U.S. regulators have approved Elon Musk's startup Neuralink to begin testing its brain implants on people. This is CBS News.
Need to hire
How do you get identified and you're not even there?
Hiring platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Inflation has pushed up the cost of just about everything, which means if you bought life insurance a few years ago, it might not be enough to protect your family today. Now is the time to get the insurance you need at a price you can afford. Hurry, don't worry. Call Select Quote now and get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's right. You can get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam in under an hour.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-613-8990. That's 1-800-613-8990. Or go to SelectQuote.com now and get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's 1-800-613-8990. Or go to SelectQuote.com now.
Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
A Los Angeles County judge has thrown out a lawsuit brought by the stars of the 1968 movie Romeo and Juliet over the film's teen nude scene.
Actors Olivia Hussey and Leonard Whiting, who are both now 72, alleged that they were sexually abused when director Franco Zeffirelli shot the scene.
Oh, won't you leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction can I have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
But the judge granted a request from Paramount Pictures to dismiss the lawsuit. She said laws against child pornography don't apply to the film, and she said the suit was filed too late. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
If you've always wanted to buy a lighthouse, now is your chance. 10 lighthouses that for generations have stood like sentinels along America's shorelines are being given away at no cost or sold at auction by the federal government. Lindy Kenyon, CBS News.
Yeah. No, I mean, whatever we got. You gotta use the sub, and now they're doing the car.
Puckett Chevrolet in Prattville or shop online at LarryPuckett.com. Puckett Chevrolet, where the customers do the talking.
You see miracles all the time at our children's hospital, but miracles never come easy. That's why, as great as children's hospitals are, they need our support to keep miracles happening. Put your money where the miracles are. Support the Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
All right. Hola. ¿Qué pasó?
Chinese and Russians don't fear Joe Biden on News Radio 1440.
And here we go.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
By Bank of America. Bank of America. Powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2023.
Another very nice day on the way for your Friday. Temperatures in the low 80s. There will be plenty of sunshine. Just a few more clouds than what we had yesterday. Only a 10% chance of a shower or two. And I think just about everybody stays dry. A breeze around 10 miles an hour and non-existent humidity. Same thing for the weekend. We're talking low 80s, a good deal of sun, just a few clouds at times, and less than a 10% chance of a shower Saturday and Sunday.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. And your Friday kicks off with one minor accident. Please use caution. Bell Road at Troy Highway. Got a hit and run. Bell Road, Troy Highway. Outside of that, we're looking good. Interstate systems moving smoothly into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Albany, Greenville. No problems on 231 south out of Wichita, north out of Troy. Larry Live Oak has been insuring the River region since 1988, customizing your insurance needs to the perfect plan. Live Oak Insurance, 4791 Main Street in Millbrook, 334-285-2881. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Sponsored by Wendy's $3 breakfast deal. Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is your choice of bacon or sausage, egg and Swiss croissant, plus a small seasoned potatoes for just $3. Break your morning routine and get your $3 breakfast deal today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Friday. Alabamians could soon see extra money in their banks this year. Lawmakers passed a bill giving a one-time rebate to tax filers, and is now headed to the governor's desk to be signed. If signed in November, individuals will get $150, and couples or joint filers will get $300. A bill to introduce safe haven baby boxes in our state passed through the Senate committee. Right now, a mother in crisis can only surrender her baby at a hospital up to 72 hours after birth. This new bill gives mothers up to 45 days to take the baby to the hospital or a fire station. The bill would allow for baby boxes to be installed at those locations. A project honoring fallen service members will open today in Prattville just in time for Memorial Day. The Alabama Poppy Project returns to Spillway Park downtown. More than 2,000 handmade ceramic poppies will be on display until the 31st. I'm Jasmine Williams at your Morning Headline.
Research shows that successful ad campaigns share 8 characteristics. Radio is the only local media option that delivers all 8 of them. Radio reaches your potential customers close to the point of purchase. It provides local consumer interactions with emotional connections that build trust and credibility for your business. Radio is unskippable and quick. We get your message out in 24 to 48 hours, and radio is very affordable. That's why radio consistently gives you the highest return on investment, and it's also why it should always be your base media buy. Research also confirms that marketing campaigns generate even higher returns, starting at a 19% lift when they are on more than one platform. That's why Cumulus offers a variety of effective digital solutions to enhance your base radio buy. At Cumulus, we are your one-stop shop to deliver a coordinated radio and digital campaign that will get your business results. Hi, I'm Sonia Thompson, and it's my job to get your business results on News Radio 1440. To learn more about how to get started, go to newsradio1440.com and click on Grow Your Business.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply.
Woo!
Less hay and more needles? Head to ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to
Okay, so I got a
hire. And right
TV.
now, you can
All I
try
need now is
ZipRecruiter for
thingamajigger.
free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
And here we go.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day.
Good morning, everyone. On this Memorial Day edition of Decisions.
This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the sun does.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama, and other stations around the world and the states that tune in. Good morning to you. Before you do anything, before you say anything, waste one more breath. Thank God for this day, because it certainly did not have to be. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It is time for our daily bread. A word from on high, something that will change your perspective, or at least give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning to you. It is May the 26th. Happy birthday, little sis, up there in South Bend, Indiana. Good morning to you. Today's daily bread is simply entitled, Jesus is the Answer. Our scripture insight today comes from Daniel 3:15 through 28. But Daniel 3:25 reads, "Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed, and the fourth looks like a son of the gods. Govern yourselves accordingly." And again, it is May the 26th. It is a day like all the others that has never been. And this day, I can promise you, won't ever come again. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done this day, and you don't. And you don't get a chance to undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, May the 26th, 2023, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you be proud of what you have done this day. If you have lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy of God, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with them? Well, whatever you do what you can for as long as you can, for as many as you can along the way. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say, if that is the standard, how you live life, you shall always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must, rest if you can, but you never, ever, ever quit. And no matter what happens on this day, May the 26th, remember this: it is a great day to be alive. Jesus is the answer. That is our daily bread for this day, May the 26th. We'll be back.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. I'm Mike Whitmer, and I titled today's devotion, Jesus is the Answer. The tale is told that after yet another stop on Albert Einstein's lecture tour, his chauffeur mentioned that he'd heard enough of the speech that he could give it. Einstein suggested they switch places at the next college, as no one there had seen his picture. The chauffeur agreed and delivered a fine lecture. Then came the question and answer period. To one aggressive inquirer, the chauffeur replied, "I can see you are a brilliant professor, but I'm surprised you would ask a question so simple that even my chauffeur could answer it." Then his chauffeur, Albert Einstein himself, did answer it. So ends the fun but fictional story. In Daniel chapter 3, Daniel's courageous three friends were truly on the hot seat. King Nebuchadnezzar threatened to throw them into a blazing furnace if they didn't worship his idol. He asked, "What God will be able to rescue you from my hand?" The friends still refused to bow, so the king heated the furnace 7 times hotter and had them tossed in. They didn't go alone. An angel, perhaps Jesus himself, joined them in the fire, keeping them from harm and providing an undeniable answer to the king's question. Nebuchadnezzar praised the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and conceded that no other God can save in this way. At times, we may feel in over our heads, but Jesus stands with those who serve him. He'll carry us. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Daniel chapter 3, verses 15 through 28. Now when you hear the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, pipe, and all kinds of music, if you are ready to fall down and worship the image I made, very good. But if you do not worship it, you will be thrown immediately into a blazing furnace. Then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to him, King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar was furious with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and his attitude toward them changed. He ordered the furnace heated 7 times hotter than usual, and commanded some of the strongest soldiers in his army to tie up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and throw them into the blazing furnace. So these men, wearing their robes, trousers, turbans, and other clothes, were bound and thrown into the blazing furnace. The king's command was so urgent and the furnace so hot that the flames of the fire killed the soldiers who took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these 3 men, firmly tied, fell into the blazing furnace. Then King Nebuchadnezzar leapt to his feet in amazement and asked his advisors, "Weren't there 3 men that we tied up and threw into the fire?" They replied, "Certainly, your majesty." He said, "Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like the son of the gods." Nebuchadnezzar then approached the opening of the blazing furnace and shouted, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come here." So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came out of the fire, and the satraps, prefects, governors, and royal advisors crowded around them. They saw that the fire had not harmed their bodies, nor was a hair of their heads singed. Their robes were not scorched, and there was no smell of fire on them. Then Nebuchadnezzar said, "Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and rescued his servants. They trusted in him and defied the king's command, and were willing to give up their lives rather than serve or worship any god except their own God." Let's pray. Lord Jesus, you're the answer when there seems to be no answer. You're the way when there seems to be no way. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
It's time to rise and shine, people, if you can this morning. That's right. That's right. It's time to get up this morning. And thank God you're still here. Good morning to you. All right, General, let's do it. One more again. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough, airborne. Every way we run to the sun. No sweat, not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knee. We got nothing to eat but a can of beans, which is not true. I'm joking. The bread was moldy and the meat was bad. Okay, that's not true either. We didn't sell bad food. Okay. Should have had cream beef in it. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Airborne. All the way. I'm gonna make some cream beef. SOS. Oh, sorry about that. And the 82nd Airborne needs another breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight. All the way, airborne, airborne, all the way. How about some good old biscuits this morning? Oh yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna play that anymore. Well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. Ring line lead with the cheering blow. All the way, airborne, airborne. And it's a great morning. Be on top of the ground. And the ground's not on top of you. Oh yeah. At least for the time being. Here we go. All the way. And now, no PT today. It's Friday. It's Friday. It is Friday. Where's that? There we go. Of course, we have to salute our armed forces on this Memorial Day commemoration show where we commemorate the fallen. Sometime in the next hour or so, we'll start with our roll call, calling those names of those poor souls that gave everything they had for us to live in a free nation. Now, we keep the Democrats from taking it, we'll be okay. Good morning to you as we pay homage to the United States Army, the United States Coast Guard, the United States Air Force, the United States Marine Corps, and of course, Space Force. Did I get everybody? I get the Army, Navy, and the Navy. Don't forget the Navy. And let us not forget our local heroes, the Montgomery Fire Department, the Montgomery Police Department, Aaliyah, Alabama National Guardsmen and ladies and friends, and the Montgomery Sanitation Department, Montgomery Maintenance Department, and everybody else that goes in, like all of these people's names I will call this day, they go when others fear to tread. Good morning. Well, not the, yeah, well, most of them do, yeah. All right, I can live with that. That's a good saying. Okay, no wisecracks about the Marine Corps today. And of course, we'll be right back in a few moments with Lessons of Life. And what else we get? We got anything else? And the word of the day. All right, then. Let's give you this first. Okay, where we go? Where we go? Oh, here we go, right here. Here we go.
To why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth. It was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. The sloping hills of Arlington National Cemetery, with its row upon row of simple white markers bearing crosses or stars of David, they add up to only a tiny fraction of the price that has been paid for our freedom. Each one of those markers is a monument to the kind of hero I spoke of earlier. Their lives ended in places called Belleau Wood, the Argonne, Omaha Beach, Salerno, and halfway around the world on Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Pork Chop Hill, the Chosin Reservoir, and in 100 rice paddies and jungles of a place called Vietnam. Under one such marker lies a young man, Martin Treptow, who left his job in a small-town barber shop in 1917 to go to France with the famed Rainbow Division. There on the Western Front, he was killed trying to carry a message between battalions under heavy artillery fire. We're told that on his body was found a diary. On the flyleaf, under the heading, My Pledge, he had written these words: America must win this war. Therefore I will work, I will save, I will sacrifice, I will endure. I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost as if the issue of the whole struggle depended on me alone. We must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have. Let that be understood by those who practice terrorism and prey upon their neighbors. As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it now or ever. We are Americans.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Another very nice
We
day.
are
today.
Americans.
Friday temperatures in the low 80s. There will be plenty of sunshine.
We are Americans.
Only a 10% chance of a shower or two.
Amen.
Just about everybody stays dry. A breeze around 10 miles an hour and non-existent humidity. Same thing for the weekend. We're talking low 80s, a good deal of sun, just a few clouds at times, and less than a 10% chance of a shower Saturday and Sunday.
That's your First Alert Forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive. Family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. The only problem reported so far, Bell Road at Troy Highway. Keep your eyes open there for a little while longer. Bell Road at Troy Highway. Outside of that, we're looking good. No major problems or accidents otherwise have been reported. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Larry Live Oak. Make sure you have the right insurance for your needs and lifestyle. Larry's been customizing insurance since 1988. Call Live Oak Insurance, 4791 Main Street in Millbrook, 334-285-2881. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Fortnite, the worldwide phenomenon, is entering the Olympics, but not in the way you think. Months ago, the Esports Olympics was announced, and in tow was a lineup of unknown games. Now the massively popular multiplayer shooter Fortnite enters the mix, but instead of duking it out in the game's iconic battle royale, 12 players will compete in marksman-type competitions within Fortnite. Not exactly the esport we imagine. Is this a step in the right direction, or did the Esport Olympics miss the mark?
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
At the United States Postal Service, we're reinventing our network to help keep your business moving. With new shipping options to deliver better value, greater flexibility to conveniently reach your customers, more confident shipping with new informed delivery features, and new electric vehicles for a cleaner, brighter future. Fast, reliable, perfectly orchestrated. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/movingforward.
Hi neighbors, it's Eric Cresswell here with Tallahassee Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're excited to present the It's Dodge Season sales event now with May 31st. We have our best selection ever, 2023 Dodge Challenger, including RT Scat Pack. 2023 Dodge Durangos are also on the ground, and on select models you may qualify for $2,500 retail consumer cash and $750 bonus cash. Shop us online at HouseAutomotive.com. House Automotive. Drive a little, save a lot.
Hi everybody, I'm Vicki Gunvalson. You probably know me as the OG DOT.
Very special guest, Vicki Gunvalson.
Believe me, I'm a lot more than just a real housewife. And now I'm tackling a whole new territory with my very own podcast. It's called Look It Up with Vicki. And I'm talking about my life as a real housewife in front of the camera and behind the scenes. Subscribe to Look It Up with Vicki so you don't miss a thing.
From the Westwood One Podcast Network, where the conversation starts.
I'm Ed Horn, author of The Kindness Revolution. My wife and I enjoyed a wonderful dinner last week with friends we hadn't seen in a long time. The next day, I sent a text message letting them know how much we enjoyed being with them. That same day, we received a handwritten note, which they delivered to our mailbox, letting us know how much they had enjoyed our dinner, along with an article we had discussed. That note and that effort means a lot to me, and it should have. The fact they had taken the time to write and deliver a heartfelt note sure made my little text message seem somewhat indifferent. In today's high-tech, low-touch world, how refreshing it is to get a thoughtful, handwritten note once in a while. Well, it's enough to inspire me. I'm ordering stationery and getting in the handwritten note business today, and I hope I can make someone's world a little kinder. To learn more, check us out at thekindnessrevolution.net.
To buy your home, you became a house hunting ace, learned about loans, scoured neighborhoods, and asked the right questions. Now you're queen of your castle. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll feel empowered to own your retirement like you own your home. Go to aceyourretirement.org, because when it comes to clearing financial hurdles, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres.
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
All four of them were in the same company in the 29th Division, but we split them up after the Sullivan brothers died on the job.
Any contact with the fourth son, James?
No, sir. He was dropped about 15 miles inland near Newville, but that's still deep behind General
Mac, there is no way you can know where in the hell he was dropped. General, first reports out of Ike's people at Shape said the 101st is scattered all to hell at Gold. There's misdrops all over Normandy. Now, assuming Private Ryan even survived the jump, he could be anywhere. In fact, he's probably KIA. And frankly, sir, we go sending some sort of rescue mission, flat-heading throughout swarms of German reinforcements all along our axis in advance. They're going to be KIA too.
I have a letter here. Written a long time ago to a Mrs. Bixby in Boston. Bear with me. Dear Madam, I have been shown in the files of the War Department a statement of the Adjutant General of Massachusetts that you are the mother of 5 sons who have died gloriously on the field of battle. I feel how weak and fruitless must be any words of mine that would attempt to beguile you from the grief of a loss so overwhelming. But I cannot refrain from tendering to you the consolation that may be found in the thanks of the Republic they died to save. I pray that our Heavenly Father may assuage the anguish of your bereavement and leave you only the cherished memory of the loved, lost. The solemn pride that must be yours to have laid so costly a sacrifice upon the altar of freedom. Yours very sincerely and respectfully, Abraham Lincoln. Boys lie. We are going to send somebody to find him.
Get him the hell out of
We're
there.
going to get him the hell out of there.
Yes, sir.
And we are back. All right then. Today is it's a lesson to life and the word of the day. I'm trying to mix all this in together here to set the mood for roll call this morning. Anyway, good morning to you. It is the word of the day is dogmatic. D-O-G-M-A-T-I-C. What does that mean? You ever know somebody who's, well, you've known people that were dogmatic. You know them, you know. I mean, you know some. I mean, you know. What does it mean? Well, it means they're inclined to lay down principles as incontrovertibly true, not able to be denied or disputed. In other words, whatever they say, it is it. There's no discussion. It is what it is. It's what it is. And you cannot take that away from them, okay? Dogmatic. dogmatic. Okay, that's what that's all about. Dogmatic means whatever I say, that is what it is. Now, I do have some dogmatic tendencies sometimes, but I'm trying to control them now. You know what I can tell you? Anyway, good morning to you. Now, what is the lesson of life today? If young people don't learn anything, and remember when we were young, we needed to learn this too, but we didn't. So there are just some things in life that you got to go through. That's just the way it goes. There's a process to growing up, and that process sometimes takes you through many trials and tribulations. Okay, but here is something that is true. This is dogmatic. This is incontrovertibly true. There's no ambiguity on whether or not this is true or not. So the lesson of life today, which is this day, May the 26th, happy birthday to my sister. Son's birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday to him. What comes easy will not last long. And what lasts long, believe me, did not come easy. Very, very simple words. Okay? Very simple words. What comes easy won't last long. And what lasts long will and did not come easy. So just remember that as your trials and tribulations are hoisted upon you as you go through this thing we call the journey of life. All right? Anyway, moving right along. Things that happened on this day. The first major commercial oil strike in the Middle East was made in the Middle East in 1908 on this day. 1917, several powerful tornadoes ripped through Illinois, including the city of Mattoon. In 1918, the Democratic Republic of Georgia was established. No, that's not the state of Georgia, although they do think sometimes they are Democratic Republic over there. 1923, the first 24 hours of Le Mans is held since then it's been run annually in June. That's when these people go 24 hours driving a car around a circle. I guess that's what they do. I don't know. That's how I tell folks at NASCAR. They wait, they watch cars go left for hours, just hoping somebody crashes. That's why they up there. They are hoping somebody crashes. They do. That's what they want to see. Okay, at NASCAR. I mean, why else? What else do you get out of watching cars go around the circle go left for like 5 hours? What else you get? You're waiting for somebody to mess up. Now they won't tell you that because they just won't do. But that's what it's all about. Yeah. 1927 on this day, the last Ford Model T rolled off the assembly line after a production of 15 million of those cars were made. See, back in the day, you didn't have to worry about if your car was better than somebody else's car because everybody driving the Ford Model T. So it was good. No pressure, no egos. Everybody just drove the Model T. I'm just saying. 1937, Walter Reuther and members of the United Autos Workers, otherwise known as the UAW, clashed with Ford Motor Company security guards on the River Road complex in Dearborn, Michigan, during the Battle of the Overpass. That's tough times back in 1937. 1938, the United States, in the House Un-American Activities Committee, begins its first session. It would look like we need to call it back. 1940, World War II, Operation Dynamo. In northern France, Allied forces began a massive evacuation from Dunkirk, France. 1940 was the year World War II, the Siege of Calais, ends with a surrender of the British and French garrison. 1942, in World War II, the Battle of Gazala takes place. The year was 1948. The U.S. Congress passes Public Law 80-557, which permanently establishes the Civil Air Patrol as an auxiliary to the United States Air Force. In 1966, British Guyana gains independence, becoming Guyana. 1967, the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band is released. 1968, in Iceland, traffic changes from driving on the left side of the road to the right side of the road. It went overnight. Right on. I mean, whatever way you're going to do it. 1969, the Apollo program, the Apollo 10 returns to Earth after a successful 8-day test of all components needed for the forthcoming first crew to land on the moon. 1970, the Soviet Tupolev, or Tu-144, becomes the first commercial transport to exceed Mach 2. Now, just in case you don't know what Mach is 700, and Mach 1 is 746 miles per hour, I believe, or 736, somewhere around there. So if you go Mach 2, then that's like 1,400 miles an hour. Okay, I don't need to go that fast. I certainly don't need to go 2,100 miles per hour. Although it could get me from here to California and the hell out of there real quick. 1970. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, excuse me. 1972. The U.S. and the Soviet Union signed a anti-ballistic missile treaty. And I kind of think we broke it the next day. 1981, Italian Prime Minister Arnaldo Frondizi and his coalition cabinet resigned following a scandal over membership of the pseudo-Masonic Lodge. What that is. 1981, an EA-6 Bravo Prowler crashes in the flight deck of the aircraft carrier USS Nimitz, killing 14 crewmen and injuring 45 others. The year was I think that's when I was on the Kitty Hawk too. Got on it down in California, down in San Diego someplace. 1983, 7.8 million Sea of Japan a 7.8 on the Richter scale earthquake shakes northern Honshu in a maximum intensity. Yeah, I guess that is a earthquake. 1986, the European community adopts the European flag. So be it. What else happened? Anything else happened that day? Oh yeah. National in 1998, the first National I'm Sorry Day is held in Australia. Reconciliation events are held nationally. Hey, we need to have that over here. All right then. 1998, a Miat Mongolian airline Harbin Y-12 crashes near Mongolia, resulting in 28 deaths. And in 2002, on this day, the tugboat Robert Y. Love collides with the support pier of Interstate 40 on the Arkansas River near Webbers Falls, Oklahoma, resulting in 14 deaths and 11 other people injured. In 2003, Ukrainian Mediterranean Airlines Flight 4230 crashes in the Turkish town of Makkah, killing 75. The year was 2004. The United States Army veteran Terry Nichols is found guilty of 161 state murder charges for helping carry out the Oklahoma City bombing. Richter scale. I appreciate that. You know, sometimes those words with more than 3 letters get me. 2020, protests triggered by the murder of George Floyd erupt in Minneapolis, St. Paul, before becoming widespread across the nation. Some people use that time just to go out and looting people's stuff. I never have figured that one out, but okay. So you mad at them, but you're going to take it out on somebody else. Okay, I got you. Anyway, widespread across the United States, around the world. I don't remember anybody ever going to jail. 2021, 10 people are killed in a shooting VTA rail yard in San Jose, California, in the United States. Birthdays today, believe it or not, one of my favorite heroes, the reason I joined the Army and all that stuff, John Wayne was born on this day in 1907. That's right, I went and watched that movie, The Green Berets, and I was hooked. I wanted to take that grenade, put it in my mouth, pull that pin out, baby, and keep moving, and wear the Green Beret. Well, you know, I did get the opportunity to wear the Green Beret. Okay, I'm just saying. I'll put that in your pipe and smoke it. 1923, James Arness, Gunsmoke, and a couple other things. Did you know that James Arness was the brother of Peter Graves? That's right, the guy on Mission Impossible. I know you did, but now you know. Also, Miles Davis, an American trumpet player, composer, and band leader, died on this day in 1991. And what is some other things this day? Well, it is National Paper Airplane Day. Why? I don't have a clue. Buddha Day. Discover the history of Buddha and how it's celebrated around the world. And Carb Day. Okay, get those carbs up. Let's keep moving. European Neighbors Day. We're going to leave those guys alone because we got a hard enough time with American neighbors. All right. Independence Day in Guyana. Okay, we're going to let those handle that people over there too. National Blueberry Cheesecake Day. Never seen it, never heard about it, don't know what it tastes like, but I'd like to try it at least one time. National Cherry Dessert Day. That's the day it is today. So if you got some cherry pies, some cherry tarts, some cherry biscuit, I don't know why would you have a cherry biscuit, but hey, okay. Some of the reason we love this day. It is National Cooler Day. Grab your cooler, fill with ice and drinks, and let's head out for National Cooler Day. As a matter of fact, tell your boss today it's National Cooler Day, so you need to take a cooler to work with you and stock it up with a cup of, maybe a cup of Coca-Colas, maybe a Budweiser or something like that. I don't know, but don't drink it on work. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just making a suggestion. National Don't Fry Day. Well, that's F-R-Y, not Friday, but Friday. Okay, don't fry stuff today. Bake it, boil it, but don't fry it. Microwave it, but don't fry it. Okay, today is National Don't Fry Day. Okay, National Heat Awareness Day. Well, first of all, if you don't know it's hot, it's too bad. This day won't really do you much good. National Road Trip Today. That's right. My sons keep telling me we want to go on a road trip at least once. I said, okay, we'll go. As long as I don't have to drive, I'm good. I'll go. We'll go to Prattville or someplace. Someplace. We'll make a road trip up to Prattville. National Sorry Day. That's right. National Sorry Day commemorates the mistreatment of the Aboriginals and on the Torres Strait Islander people. National Title Track Day. What that mean? Keep reading to find out how tracks. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. Sally Ride Day. Sally Ride Day to honor the first American woman in space. Remember her name? Remember her? Yeah. World Dracula Day. I don't know what it's all about, but I didn't like them to begin with. And World Lindsay Hop Day. Okay? And those are just some of the things that went on this day. Did I forget something? I think I did forget something. Did I forget something today? Oh yeah, I don't have enough time. Okay, I don't have enough time to do this anymore. I know I forgot. I forgot my Friday audio piece, but this is more important. Anyway, so good morning to all of you guys. Hope that this day finds you well. The beginning of the Memorial Day weekend, as we continue to celebrate those things.
He was getting old and paunchy, and his hair was falling fast. And he sat around the Legion telling them stories of the past, of a war that he had fought in, and the deeds that he had done, and his exploits with his buddies. They were heroes, everyone. And though sometimes to his neighbors his tales became a joke, all his legion buddies listened, for they knew whereof he spoke. But we'll hear his tales no longer, for old Bill has passed away. The world's a little poorer, for a soldier died today. He will not be mourned by many, just his children and his wife, for he lived an ordinary and quite uneventful life. He held a job and raised a family, quietly going his own way. And the world won't note his passing. When a soldier died today. When politicians leave this earth, their bodies lie in state, while thousands note their passing and proclaim that they were great. Papers tell their whole life stories from the time that they were young. But the passing of a soldier goes unnoticed and unsung. Is the greatest contribution to the welfare of our land a guy who breaks his promise and cons his fellow man? Or the ordinary fellow who in times of war and strife goes off to serve his country and offers up his life? A politician's stipend and the style in which he lives are sometimes disproportionate to the service that he gives, while the ordinary soldier who has offered up his all is paid off with a medal, perhaps a pension, small. It's so easy to forget them, for it was so long ago that the old Bills of our country went to battle. But we know it was not the politicians with their compromises and ploys who won for us the freedom that our country now enjoys. Should you find yourself in danger with your enemies at hand, would you want a politician with his ever-shifting stand? Or would you prefer a soldier who has sworn to defend his home, his kin, and country, and would fight until the end? He was just a common soldier, and his ranks are growing thin. But his presence should remind us we may need his light again.
Now, your WSFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams of WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Friday. Alabamians could soon see extra money in their banks this year. Lawmakers passed a bill giving a one-time rebate to tax filers, and is now headed to the governor's desk to be signed. If signed in November, individuals will get $150, and couples or joint filers will get $300. A bill to introduce safe haven baby boxes in our state passed through a Senate committee. Right now, a mother in crisis can only surrender her baby at a hospital up to 72 hours after birth. This new bill gives mothers up to 45 days to take the baby to the hospital or a fire station. The bill would allow for baby boxes to be installed at those locations. A project honoring fallen service members will open today in Prattville just in time for Memorial Day. The Yellow Copy Project returns to Steel Lake Park downtown with more than 4,000 handmade copies of Slade. I'm Chaz Williams at your report.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama. This is the CBS World News Roundup, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington. Memorial Day travel is well underway. CBS's Jim Crisula begins our report.
AAA predicts a record number of Americans, more than 42 million, will be on the nation's highways and byways this Memorial Day weekend. Here along I-85 in Salisbury, North Carolina, Andrew Price told me he feels driving is more stressful than ever.
I have to always dodge some different things on the road, and I pray that
that the roads become more safe.
Much of the holiday weekend will be a washout across much of the southeast as a slow-moving coastal storm spins just offshore. It's a busy morning at the nation's airports. CBS's Chris Van Cleves at Chicago's O'Hare.
Annette Richmond got to the airport more than 3 hours before her flight, taking no chances with her big Memorial Day European cruise.
Delays, mix-up of flights, anything with the cruise.
Tim Lawlayam is just trying to take whatever the summer rush brings in stride.
Airport's never fun, but destination is.
Just around the corner, a possible deal on raising the debt ceiling. Here's CBS's Nancy Cordes.
Sources familiar with the talks say the deal under discussion would cap overall federal spending levels for the next 2 years. Military and veterans funding would increase slightly next year, while domestic spending would dip slightly or remain flat.
Texas lawmakers have issued 20 articles of impeachment against State Attorney General Ken Paxton, ranging from bribery to abuse of public trust. KEYE-TV's Michael Atkinson on the response.
Paxton striking back in a statement Thursday afternoon, saying impeachment defies the will of the voters, and writing the committee, quote, rejected every attempt to seek a full accounting of the truth.
Prosecutors in Southern California have granted the release of Daniel Saldana, who spent 33 years in prison for a crime he did not commit.
Every day waking up knowing that you're innocent, you wake up and here I am, just locked up in a cell and crying out for help, but I just knew this day was going to come.
Saldana was locked up for attempted murder. The district attorney says he wasn't even at the scene of the crime. Evidence that surfaced in 2017 wasn't addressed until now. Crime appears to be the reason a Los Angeles area Starbucks is now serving only to-go orders. KCAL TV's Jasmine Veal.
Starbucks did not say exactly what caused them to remove the indoor seating, but in a statement wrote, "Our first priority is to make sure our partners are safe at work."
Employees reported they were getting harassed amid an uptick of crime in the neighborhood. An Indiana board has decided to reprimand an Indianapolis doctor, saying she violated patient privacy laws by talking publicly about providing an abortion to a 10-year-old rape victim from neighboring Ohio. She did not lose her license. This is CBS News.
Find your next great hire with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credits.
Inflation has pushed up the cost of just about everything, which means if you bought life insurance a few years ago, it might not be enough to protect your family today. Now is the time to get the insurance you need at a price you can afford. In a hurry? Don't worry. Call Select Quote now and get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's right. You can get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam in under an hour.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-613-8990. That's 1-800-613-8990. Or go to SelectQuote.com now and get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's 1-800-613-8990. Or go to SelectQuote.com now.
Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Starting next year, Tesla is going to open up its charging stations to owners of Ford electric vehicles. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert has the story from Detroit.
This gives Ford owners far more charging options and means more income for Tesla. But Tesla CEO Elon Musk says it's about more than money.
We don't want the Tesla Supercharger network to be like a walled garden. We want it to be something that is supportive of electrification.
Current Ford EVs will require an adapter. Future Ford electric vehicles will be built with Tesla-style charging ports. Jeff Gilbert, CBS News, Detroit.
Hyundai Motor Corp and LG Energy Solutions have announced they will build a $4.3 billion electric battery plant. It will be part of Hyundai's new electric vehicle assembly plant in southeast Georgia.
I'm not driving an electric vehicle. Forget that one, brother.
Production could begin as soon as late.
No electric vehicle for me.
CBS News.
Women are tired of bulky, leaky plastic pads made with harsh ingredients that itch and irritate their skin. Attention Grace has set out to design the cleanest, highest performance incontinence pads. And the difference is night and day. Women everywhere are switching to Attention Grace, a revolutionary line of skin-safe incontinence liners, pads, and briefs that are tough on you, and gentle on the planet. Ready to upgrade your incontinence care? Attention Grace, now available at Walmart.
I'm on a plane that's been hijacked. I'm on the plane. I'm calling from the plane.
want to tell you I love you. Please tell my children that I love them very much. And I'm so sorry, babe. I hope to be able to hear them again, baby. I love you. Bye.
In a country that most people would struggle to find on a map, in a compound that few possess the courage to enter, men from my previous life took the fight to our enemy. In that compound, they found men that pray 5 times a day for your destruction. Those men don't care about your religious beliefs. They don't care about your political opinions. They don't care if you sit on the left or the right, liberal or conservative, pacifist or woke. They don't care how much you believe in diversity, equality, or freedom of speech. They
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show.
I'm sorry you never smelled the breath of a man who wants to kill you.
And welcome in everybody. Hope today finds you well. It is 7:07 in the morning. Let me play something for you guys this morning, and it's called The Reason We Fight. And all these names I am going to present to you today are the people who are willing to go in harm's way that we celebrate this weekend, well, commemorate this weekend. But this is why we fight, and this is why we have people who are willing to go in harm's way to secure our freedom. Ronald Reagan said we'll do anything for it, but we won't surrender for it. Today, we commemorate those people. This whole weekend, that's what this is all about. We commemorate those people who gave all they had. And here's a couple more.
Tuesday, 9:47 a.m.
Hi, baby. Baby, you have to listen to me carefully. I'm on a plane that's been hijacked. I'm on the plane. I'm calling from the plane. I want to tell you I love you. Please tell my children that I love them very much. And I'm so sorry, baby. I hope to be able to see your face again, baby. I love you. Bye.
Joe, this is Ryan Wilson on an airplane that's been hijacked. Things don't go well. I'm looking good. I just want you to know I absolutely love you. I want you to do good. So happy to find thanks to my parents and everybody. And I just totally love you. And
What you hear during 911 is a bunch of people saying goodbye to their families.
In a country that most people would struggle to find on a map, in a compound that few possess the courage to enter, men from my previous life took the fight to our enemy. In that compound, they found men that pray 5 times a day for your destruction. Those men don't care about your religious beliefs. They don't care about your political opinions. They don't care if you sit on the left or the right, liberal or conservative, pacifist or woke. They don't care how much you believe in diversity, equality, or freedom of speech. They don't care. I'm sorry you've never smelled the breath of a man who wants to kill you. I'm sorry you've never felt the alarm bells ringing in your body, the combination of fear and adrenaline as you move towards the fight. instead of running from it. I'm sorry you've never heard someone cry out for help or cried out for help yourself, relying on the courage of others to bring you home. I'm sorry you've never tasted the salt from your own tears as you stand at flag-draped coffins burying men you were humbled to call your friends. I don't wish those experiences on you, but I do wish you had them. Most will never understand the sacrifice required to keep evil men like those from that distant compound away from our doorstep. But it would not hurt you to try to understand. It would not hurt you to take a moment to respect the sacrifices that others make on your behalf, whether they share your opinions or not. It would not hurt you to take a moment to think of the relentless drain on family, friends, and loved ones that are left behind, sometimes for weeks, sometimes for months, sometimes for years, sometimes forever. Ideas are not protected by words. Paper and ink may outline the foundation and principles of this nation, but it is blood, only blood, that protects it. In that dusty compound, a man you have never met gave everything he had so that you have the freedom to think, speak, and act however you choose. He went there for all of us, whether you loved or hated what he stood for. He went there to preserve the opportunity and privilege to believe, to be, and to become what we want. You have the choice every day as to which category you want to be in which direction you want to move. You have that choice because the best among us, the best we ever had to offer, fought and bled and died for it. Don't ever forget that.
And we are back. Okay, in a little bit here, we are going to do the roll call of all the young men and women who have given their life the final sacrifice for this nation. Thought I would prep a little bit. Where did Memorial Day come from? Well, Memorial Day comes from a tradition following the Civil War called Decoration Day, where veterans would decorate the graves of their fallen comrades. Okay, Memorial Day is perhaps the most sober day marked on America's calendars. Each year, Americans are called to pause to remember the men and women who made the ultimate final sacrifice in service to this country in wars both home and abroad. Over the years, some less sober traditions have developed, such as Memorial Day weekend being labeled as the unofficial start of summer, and big events being held during Memorial Day weekend, like the Indianapolis 500. However, Memorial Day itself continues to be amongst the most important national observances in big cities and small towns across this nation. Memorial Day began as Decoration Day. Okay, move right along. Decoration Day only recognized fallen soldiers of the Civil War until World War I. One of the things you might didn't know. Memorial Day was not, believe it or not, believe this or not, it was not an official holiday until 1968. Okay, and it was. I know it's hard to believe that, but that's true. And I was 11 years old. Memorial Day also It is one of the few days that flags are ordered to fly at half staff and then full staff. Okay, it is an interesting day. Okay, so we celebrate these things. We commemorate. I don't want to say celebrate. Civil War veterans tried to change the date of the Indianapolis 500 to keep it away from Decoration Day. I don't know. I know I guess we did have some alive about that time too, I guess. Anyway, so those are just some of the things about the Memorial Day celebration that are available. Anyway, so let me take a break here, and then when we come back, a couple more things, and then we will start our roll call.
weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Wendy's $3 breakfast deal. Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is your choice of bacon or sausage, egg and Swiss croissant, plus a small seasoned potatoes for just $3. Break your morning routine and get your $3 breakfast deal today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Another very nice day on the way for your Friday. Temperatures in the low 80s. There will be plenty of sunshine. Just a few more clouds than what we had yesterday. Only a 10% chance of a shower or two. And I think just about everybody stays dry. A breeze around 10 miles an hour and non-existent humidity. Same thing for the weekend. We're talking low 80s, a good deal of sun, just a few clouds at times, and less than a 10% chance of a shower Saturday and Sunday.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive. Family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. The good news continues. Still no major problems or accidents. Nothing's being reported that would send you on an alternative route. We checked with the surrounding counties. They're clear as well. You keep listening, and we'll keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. Invisible Fence has indoor and outdoor systems. Not only do they help keep your pet safe, but they've got the perfect start training method, and that makes all the difference. Call Dickie at Invisible Fence, 265-2585. Buckle up, front and back. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
With Kevin Elkins in the morning, Dan Bongino for the midday, and Sean Hannity for your afternoon. It's News Radio 1440 all day. Depend on it.
Hey, y'all, Lewis at the Capital Oyster Bar over here on that beautiful Alabama River, cooking up that fresh seafood for you. We're having a good time down here. We're renting out pontoon boats, got that RV park. All you got to do is come down here and join us at the RV park. You can walk next door, right here at the restaurant. Don't forget our Sunday afternoons. We really kick it up a notch this Sunday. Dexter Allen, some good old school blues down here Sunday. Check it all out at CapitolOysterBar.com or go to our Facebook page. Come on down here soon. It's Memorial Day weekend. Don't forget you got Monday off. Come on and join us.
Women are tired of bulky, leaky plastic pads made with harsh ingredients that itch and irritate their skin. Attention Grace has set out to design the cleanest, highest performing incontinence products, and the difference is night and day. Women everywhere are switching to Attention Grace, a revolutionary line of skin-safe incontinence liners, pads, and briefs that are tough on leaks, safe on skin, and gentler on the planet. Ready to upgrade your incontinence care? Attention Grace, now available at Walmart.com and 1,500 supercenters nationwide.
If you're 19 or older with certain underlying medical conditions such as asthma or diabetes, you can get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're 65 or older, it is also recommended you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. No matter the season, talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protect yourself. A message from the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer.
Furnished by the American Lung Association. By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
We're going abroad for the first time in years to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres? In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. And now try Babbel for free by texting radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333, or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Been a long time. My time is flying. I can feel a change in me right now. Nothing's my way.
And welcome back, everybody. It is our Memorial Commemoration Day. And now it is time for the hardest show I do every year. And that's this one. We acknowledge the lives lost and those individuals behind that loss on this day. It is the most sobering moment. And we got some folks in here from Montgomery also. We're going to do that today, right now, as a matter of fact. These are the folks that have given all for this nation. So let us start by calling those names. Alexandra George T., Staff Sergeant. Osborne Jeffrey O., United States Air Force. Avila Adrian L., Army National Guard. Bailey Lakeisha M., Army Sergeant, Fort Mitchell, Alabama. Banks Army Sergeant Major from Camden, Alabama. Barfield Jason Nicholas, Marine Corps, Asheville, Alabama. Bale Aubrey D., Alabama National Guard from Tuskegee, Alabama. Bale Christopher Roger, Army Staff Sergeant, Army Sergeant, Red Bay, Alabama. Belser Donnie Ray Jr., Captain, Anniston, Alabama. Bicknell Stephen D., Army Specialist, Prattville, Alabama. Bolar Matthew T., Army Specialist, Montgomery, Alabama. Brazil Amanda Nico, Marine Sergeant, Chanchuca, Alabama. Bridges Michael P., Private, Oxford, Alabama. Bright Scotty L., Army Staff Sergeant from Montgomery, Alabama. Brooks William J., Army Staff Sergeant, Birmingham, Alabama. Brown Bruce E., Air Force Technical Sergeant, Cotopa, Alabama. Brown Harrison, Army Staff Sergeant, Pritchard, Alabama. Brown Soteria L., Army Specialist, Addisville, Alabama. Brown William E., Army Sergeant, Phil Campbell, Alabama. Bryson Stephen L., Marine Gunnery Sergeant, Montgomery, Alabama. Boucher Paul J., Alabama Army National Guard Specialist from Daphne, Alabama. Carter James, Army Chief Warrant Officer 4 from Montgomery, Alabama. Kason Ahmed A., Army Specialist from McCalla, Alabama. Chanel Robert William Jr., Marine Chief Warrant Officer from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Chris Andrew F., Army Specialist, Huntsville, Alabama. Clark Donald V., Army Chief Warrant Officer 3, Newton, Alabama. Klaus Herbert Ronald, Alabama National Guard, First Sergeant, Alexander City, Alabama. Colvin Julian L., Army Private First Class, Birmingham, Alabama. Comfort Kyle A., Army Captain, Jacksonville, Alabama. Connolly Matthew D., Marine Corps, Kylene, Alabama. Conway Timothy M., Army Sergeant, Enterprise, Alabama. Cote Michael S., or C-O-T-E, I don't know how to pronounce it, Army Specialist, Mobile, Alabama. Cotel Eric D., Army Staff Sergeant, Pittsview, Alabama. Demores Joseph D., Army First Lieutenant, Birmingham, Alabama. Evans Jerry R., Jr., Army Sergeant, Eufaula, Alabama. Faircloth Bradley M., Marine Corps, Lance Corporal, Mobile, Alabama. Fales Adam R., Marine Corps, Corporal, Coleman, Alabama. Farrow Jeffrey J., Army Staff Sergeant, Birmingham, Alabama. Farrow Bruce E., Jr., Marine Corps, Lance Corporal, Presidio, Alabama. Farrow Bruce E., Jr., Lance Corporal, United States Marine Corps. Forrester Mark A., Air Force, Senior Airman, Haleyville, Alabama. Foshi Jeremy D., Army Sergeant, Pisgah, Alabama. Gilmore Joseph Adam, Army Specialist, Hartford, Alabama. Gilmore Richard III, Army Specialist, Jasper, Alabama. Givens Stephen R., Army Specialist from Mobile, Alabama. Gordon Robert D., Army Sergeant, River Falls, Alabama. Green Stacy A., Marine Staff Sergeant, Alexander, Alabama, Alexander City, Alabama. Hathaway Brandon Eugene, Army Sergeant, Valley, Alabama. Hale Jeffrey A., Army Sergeant, Staff Sergeant, Huntsville, Alabama. Han Andrew L., Army Specialist, Enterprise, Alabama. Harrison James Jacob, Army Private First Class, Dadeville, Alabama. Harrington Foster L., Marine Sergeant, Mobile, Alabama. Hazel Grove Brian D., Army Chief Warrant Officer 2, Fort Rucker, Alabama. Hensley Nicholas C.D., Army Specialist, Prattville, Alabama. Hiller Stephen D., Army Specialist, Opelika, Alabama. Hosey James W., Army Special Forces Staff Sergeant, Trustfield, Alabama. Hunt Kenneth E., Jr., Army Master Sergeant from Eufaula, Alabama. Jeffers Edwin J., Army Sergeant, Daleville, Alabama. Jenkins Troy David, Army Sergeant, Repton, Alabama. Jenrette Kevin M., Army National Guard, a Major, Auburn, Alabama. Johnson Clifford D., Army Sergeant, Ethelsville, Alabama. Johnson Howard P. II, Army Private First Class, Mobile, Alabama. Johnson Philip A. Jr., Army Chief Warrant Officer, Mobile, Alabama. Jones Ricky D., Army Sergeant, Planetsville, Alabama. Jordan Jason D., Army Sergeant, Elba, Alabama. King Charles M., Army First Sergeant from Mobile, Alabama. Knight Marquise I., Army Specialist from Dothan, Alabama. Lancaster Joshua T., Army Specialist from Millbrook, Alabama. Langford Joseph M., Army Command Sergeant Major from Scottsboro, Alabama. Lee Carly M. III, Army Sergeant, Birmingham, Alabama. Lennon Cedric L., Army Specialist, West Blockton, Alabama. Lindsay James T., Army Specialist, Florence, Alabama. Little Tommy S., Mississippi Army National Guard, Staff Sergeant. Livadias Nino D., Army Private E2, Fort Mitchell, Alabama. Loggins Adam E., Marine Corps Lance Corporal, Athens, Alabama. Lonnie John Eric, Army Specialist, Hartselle, Alabama. Love Robert L. Jr., Army Staff Sergeant, Livingston, Alabama. Love Scott M., Army First Lieutenant, Huntsville, Alabama. Luce, L-U-C-E, how do you pronounce that? I don't want to get it wrong. Ronald G., Army Captain, Birmingham, Alabama. Lyons Neiman IV, Navy Ops Specialist, Second Class, Mobile, Alabama. Mallard Torrey R., Army Captain, Anniston, Alabama. Mason Christopher E., Corporal, Mobile, Alabama. Mayfield H. Mitch, Army Specialist, Fort Rucker, Alabama. McCoon Sean Patrick, Private, Nauvoo, Alabama. McGee John E., Alabama Army National Guard Staff Sergeant, Camden, Alabama. Medlin Gene Paul, Army Sergeant from Pelham, Alabama. Miller Earl Duran, U.S. Army Private First Class, Birmingham, Alabama. Milligan Jonathan M., Army Private First Class, Tafford, Alabama. Merkerson Herman J., otherwise known as Jerome Jr., Marine Gunnery Sergeant, Adger, Alabama. Neiman Brennan P., Army Specialist, Enterprise, Alabama. Nelson Travis L., Army Staff Sergeant, Anniston, Alabama. O'Brien Matthew J., Navy Petty Officer, Third Class, Theodore, Alabama. Osteen Mark S., Army Chief Warrant Officer 3, from Ozark, Alabama. Parker Kenya A., Army Sergeant, Fairfield, Alabama. Paris Charles D., Army Specialist, Jasper, Alabama. Parson Lonnie J., Army Sergeant First Class, from Bayonet, Alabama. Payne Bradford H., Marine Corporal, from Montgomery, Alabama. Purnell Carlos E., Army Sergeant, from Munford, Alabama. Prewitt, they call him Kelly, his name's Stephen, Army Private, Birmingham, Alabama. Quick Marquise, an Army Sergeant from Hoover, Alabama. Ramsey Wade C., Chip, Army Captain. Ratchford Marsha, Navy, Infosystems Tech, First Class. Pritchard, Alabama. Joshua Rath, Army Staff Sergeant, Decatur, Alabama. Rivers Thomas E., Jr., Marine Lance Corporal, Hoover, Alabama. Robinson Michael A., Marine Lieutenant Colonel, Sylacauga, Alabama. Santos Timothy G., Jr., U.S. Army First Lieutenant, from Helena, Alabama. Scheetz, nothing to do with that name. Robert C., Jr., Army Captain, from Dothan, Alabama. I'm going to try to squeak. I spelled it though. Forgive me if I got it wrong. Skornak Christopher J., Army Staff Sergeant, from Hoover, Alabama. Scott Stephen K., Colonel, United States Army, from New Market, Alabama. Sibley Forrest B., Air Force Staff Sergeant, from Wononta, Alabama. Sims John T., Marine Lance Corporal, from Alexander City, Alabama. Skalberg James Jr., Army Sergeant, from Coleman, Alabama. Smith David C., Air Force Staff Sergeant, from 8 Mile, Alabama. Smith L., Marine Lance Corporal, from Eva, Alabama. Span Johnny Michael, Central Intelligence Agency, Winfield, Alabama. Stratton Mark E. II, Air Force Lieutenant Colonel, from Foley, Alabama. Taylor Christopher J., Army National Guard Sergeant, from Opelika, Alabama. Taylor Christopher M., Alabama Army National Guard Specialist, from Daphne, Alabama. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Wendy's $3 breakfast deal. Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is your choice of bacon or sausage, egg and Swiss croissant, plus a small seasoned potatoes for just $3. Break your morning routine and get your $3 breakfast deal today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Another very nice day on the way for your Friday. Temperatures in the low 80s. There will be plenty of sunshine, just a few more clouds than what we had yesterday. Only a 10% chance of a shower or two, and I think just about everybody stays dry. A breeze around 10 miles an hour and non-existent humidity. Same thing for the weekend. We're talking low 80s, a good deal of sun, just a few clouds at times, and less than a 10% chance of a shower Saturday and Sunday.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive. Family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. We got our first accident. South Hole at East South Street. It'll be there next to 85, so use caution. South Hole at East South Street. Outside of that, we're looking good. Checking out your traffic flow. No big backups or slowdowns. That's always good news. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Incredible values are at Premier Place. And after shopping, you can eat at Poblano's, King Buffet, or Sweet Frog Frozen Yogurt. It's all at Premier Place in Prattville. Another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Research shows that successful ad campaigns share 8 characteristics. Radio is the only local media option that delivers all 8. Radio reaches your potential customers close to the point of purchase. It provides local consumer interactions with emotional connections that build trust and credibility for your business. Radio is unskippable and quick. We get your message out in 24 to 48 hours, and radio is very affordable. That's why radio consistently gives you the highest return on investment, and it's also why it should always be your base media buy. Research also confirms that marketing campaigns generate even higher returns, starting at a 19% lift when they are on more than one platform. That's why Cumulus offers a variety of effective digital solutions to enhance your base radio buy. At Cumulus, we are your one-stop shop to deliver a coordinated radio and digital campaign that will get your business results. Hi, I'm Sonia Thompson, and it's my job to get your business results on News Radio 1440. To learn more about how to get started, go to newsradio1440.com and click on Grow Your Business.
Women are tired of bulky, leaky plastic pads made with harsh ingredients that itch and irritate their skin. Attention Grace has set out to design the cleanest, highest performing incontinence products, and the difference is night and day. Women everywhere are switching to Attention Grace, a revolutionary line of skin-safe incontinence liners, pads, and briefs that are tough on leaks, safe on skin, and gentler on the planet. Ready to upgrade your incontinence care? Attention Grace, now available at walmart.com and 1,500 supercenters nationwide.
If you're 19 or older with certain underlying medical conditions such as asthma or diabetes, you can get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're 65 or older, it is also recommended you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. No matter the season, talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protect yourself. A message from the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer.
Furnished by the American Lung Association.
Come fix my home, Bill Bradley. Come fix my home. I need you right away. My closet's leaking. There's water on the floor. Can't take it one more day. Come fix my home, Bill Bradley. Come fix my home. I know you won't delay. For one flat rate price, I know it will be right. Bill Bradley, won't you please
Fix my home.
come fix my home, Bill Bradley? Come fix my home. I know you won't delay. For one flat rate price, I know it will be right. Bill Bradley, won't you please fix my home?
At SimpliSafe, we know during a break-in, every second counts. So our home security system is powered by 24/7 professional monitoring agents who use Fast Protect technology, only from SimpliSafe, to capture the evidence and verify a threat with fast police response. Now, install SimpliSafe your way. Do it yourself or have an extra set it up for you. New Pro install. Get 20% off any new system with interactive monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
If your to-do list requires work on the land, come see us at SunSouth. We listen to your needs so you get the right equipment and the right implements at a price you can afford. And during our spring sales event at SunSouth, you can save even more with store-wide specials and financing as low as 0% on select John Deere models. So you can get the to-do list done faster, more efficiently, and more affordably. For your equipment needs, come see us at SunSouth. Equipment for those that
Offers expire May 30, 2023. One search engine is used by 9 out of 10 consumers. Hint, the name begins with a G. And there are hundreds of things that go into being ranked highly by that engine. Your website, your business profile, even your social accounts. Or slip-ups and you find yourself on
Alrighty then.
At Boost, we have the experts and resources to fix what's wrong and boost your findability so you can rank higher than your competition. Get started today at cumulusboost.com. CUMULUS boost.com.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial. Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
This morning, we're calling the roll call of all the young men and women from all over the state of Alabama who answered the call of their country. Not only answered the call to their country, gave the ultimate sacrifice so we may live in a free nation. It is not their job to ask where to go. They went because your representatives told them they needed them. So let us never forget what this day is actually all about. It's about these folks. And the one thing about it, as I look, I have the ability to look at every last one of them. They're black, they're white, they're Catholic, they're Muslim or Islam. They are all manner of people, tall, short, males, females, all sorts. And they all have one thing in common. They did their duty. Let's continue. Thornton Robert C. Jr., Army Staff Sergeant, Rainbow City, Alabama. Thurman Tamara C., Army Sergeant, from Brewton, Alabama. Travis Philip L., Georgia Army National Guard, Brewton, Alabama. Turner Ricky Lee, Army Private, Hazel Green, Alabama. Make sure I get this name right. Vanisdal William Zachary, Army Private First Class from Pinson, Alabama. Vaughn Brian Alexander, otherwise known as Alex, Army Specialist from Pell City, Alabama. Walsh Nicholas R., a Marine Sergeant, Birmingham, Alabama. Watson Cody G., Marine Lance Corporal, Anniston, Alabama. Watson Joshua Caleb, U.S. Navy Ensign, Enterprise, Alabama. Webb Charles J., Army Sergeant, Alexandria, Alabama. Weeks Jamie D., Army Chief Warrant Officer 5, from Daleville, Alabama. Wells Charles G., Jr., Marine Chief Warrant Officer, Montgomery, Alabama. White Stephen J., Army Sergeant, First Class, Talladega, Alabama. Whitehead Joseph C., Marine Corporal, Axis, Alabama. Williams Dwayne, Army Major, from Jacksonville, Alabama. Willoughby Christopher R., Army National Guard Sergeant First Class, Phoenix City, Alabama. Winchester Christopher D., Marine Lance Corporal for Flomaton, Alabama. Winslow Ryan G., Marine Lance Corporal, Hoover, Alabama. Yoakum Keith, Army Chief Warrant Officer, 4, Coffee Springs, Alabama. Yeomans Justin R., an Army Private, Eufaula, Alabama. And there was all the names of all the young men and women, black, white, from all over the state of Alabama. Some served in other states, but their home was Alabama. So sometimes as we fight amongst each other on things that don't matter, they no longer can enjoy a Memorial Day. They no longer can drive their cars down the road on a sunny autumn afternoon. They don't get to barbecue anymore. They don't get to call home. I just read to you 143 names in our roll call today who've given the last measure of their humanity. And some of them, most of us won't remember. But as long as I have this microphone each year, until I leave, they will be remembered. I'll be back. We'll be back with the last hour of our show. Roll call. We'll be back. And that's what this day is all about. The sacrifice of the few for the many.
Now, your WSFA 12 news update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams of WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Friday. Alabamians could soon see extra money in their banks this year. Lawmakers passed a bill giving a one-time rebate to tax filers, and is now headed to the governor's desk to be signed. If signed in November, individuals will get $50. Couples or joint filers will get $300. A bill to introduce safe haven baby boxes in our state passed through a Senate committee. Right now, a mother in crisis can only surrender her baby at a hospital up to 72 hours after birth. This new bill gives mothers up to 45 days to take the baby to the hospital or fire station. The bill would allow for baby boxes to be installed at those locations. The project honoring fallen service members will open today in Chapel. The Alabama Coffee Project returns to Spillway Park downtown. More than 2,000 handmade copies will be displayed. I'm Jasmine Williams.
WLWI-AM, the home of the Ben Shapiro Show, and heard on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, the Cumulus Media Station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington. Holiday travel comes early, with the TSA yesterday screening the highest number of passengers since the start of the pandemic. This morning, WWJ reporter Charlie Langton is at Detroit's airport.
Crowds jammed Detroit's metro airport. It's crazy. Even online, pre-checked bags didn't help Catherine Rhodes from Oak Park, Michigan.
I thought by checking them in online that it would give me a heads up, but no.
And not many passengers have masks this Memorial Day weekend, but are you worried, Nicole from mid-Michigan?
I drive 77 kids on a 77 passenger bus. Trust me, germs are my thing.
Safe travels. Charlie Langton for CBS News, Detroit.
If you're traveling by car, here's some good news.
That means over the Memorial Day 4-day weekend, Americans are going to be spending $1.6 billion less on gasoline compared to last year.
He's Patrick DeHaan with GasBuddy.com. Overall, prices are going up, as well as consumer spending. A key index shows U.S. prices rose 0.4% from March till April, and that's much higher than the 0.1% increase the previous month. Measured year over year, prices were up 4.1% last month from 4.2% in March, while spending jumped 0.8% from March to April. On Wall Street, the Dow futures are up 50 points. The S&P 500 futures are up just over 6 points. Negotiators are said to be closing in on a deal to raise the nation's debt ceiling by the June 1st deadline. Republican Chip Roy of Texas is concerned the spending cuts won't go far enough.
You're talking about raising the debt ceiling a significant amount of money. We got to get significant, changes in return.
Proposals include capping federal spending for 2 years. Ukraine says one person is dead after Russia hit a medical facility. CBS News correspondent Elaine Cobb has the latest on that conflict.
One person was killed and more than 20 injured in what Ukraine said was a Russian missile attack on a medical facility in Dnipro. Russia in turn blamed Ukraine for dozens of strikes on its southern Belgorod region. Moscow has summoned U.S. diplomats to its foreign ministry to protest what it called unacceptable remarks by White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan about strikes on Russian territory. Elaine Cobb, CBS News.
Pope Francis has not received any audiences today. The Vatican says he has a fever. A spokesman did not provide any further details on the health of the 86-year-old pontiff. And citing health reasons, Celine Dion has canceled all shows scheduled for 2023 through 2024. This is CBS News.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hey, after another customer quote based on the healthy, non-smoking 44-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
Welcome to Ethos, a new kind of insurance company that believes life insurance should be hassle-free, affordable, and accessible for everyone.
For around $1 a day, I got a 20-year, $250,000 term life insurance policy without a medical exam. All I had to do was answer a few health questions and snap, family protected. It was quick and easy. Ethos is 100% online. I got a quote in seconds, applied in minutes, and got coverage in hours. Just answer a few health questions. No medical exam, no blood tests, no hassle. Look, nobody wants to plan for the unthinkable, but it would be so much worse to not plan at all. So don't put it off. It feels great having the peace of mind knowing that my family is protected.
Ethos, the 100% online hassle-free way to get affordable life insurance. Don't wait. Get your free online quote now at ethoslife.com. That's ethoslife.com.
A popular British singer is scrapping part of a tour. CBS's Monica Ricks tells us why.
I love you so much, Manchester. Let's have fun tonight.
Sam Smith is apologizing to fans after suddenly canceling a concert this week in the UK. They only sang 4 songs before cutting the show short. The singer later explained on Instagram they'd suffered a vocal cord injury and had been told by doctors to go on vocal rest or risk permanent damage. Back in 2015, Smith canceled part of their tour after suffering a small hemorrhage on their vocal cords. They needed surgery and months of recovery before getting back on stage. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
And the results are in. This year's Eurovision reached 162 million viewers. The BBC says the competition held in Liverpool also hit a record for online viewing. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
I'm Martin Hook, the inventor of Navage nasal care, and I love Navage. I told you about how your nose is the body's air filter.
The Navajas powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs. And the Navage will help you breathe well. But what do other people say about that? Josh, quote, after walking around my whole life being a mouth pusher, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions here, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer. Unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep better.
Whoa. I think that's all I got. I think that's all that I got.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m.
Yeah,
for the
that's
Encore
all I got.
Show.
Chinese, the Russians, don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
As to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth. It was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. The sloping hills of Arlington National Cemetery, with its row upon row of simple white markers bearing crosses or stars of David, they add up to only a tiny fraction of the price that has been paid for our freedom. Each one of those markers is a monument to the kind of hero I spoke of earlier. Their lives ended in places called Belleau Wood, the Argonne, Omaha Beach, Salerno, and halfway around the world on Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Pork Chop Hill, the Chosin Reservoir, and in 100 rice paddies and jungles of a place called Vietnam. Under one such marker lies a young man, Martin Treptow, who left his job in a small-town barber shop in 1917 to go to France with the famed Rainbow Division. There on the Western Front, he was killed trying to carry a message between battalions under heavy artillery fire. We're told that on his body was found a diary. On the flyleaf, under the heading, My Pledge, he had written these words: America must win this war. Therefore I will work, I will save, I will sacrifice, I will endure. I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost as if the issue of the whole struggle depended on me alone. We must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have. Let that be understood by those who practice terrorism and prey upon their neighbors. As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it now or ever. We are Americans.
We are Americans. Hey, I missed one guy. Let me get this one guy. I missed one. Out of all the, how did I miss him? How did I miss his name? But hey, we're going to one more time. Yasinski Michael, Army Sergeant, Irondale, Alabama. And that concludes our roll call for this Memorial Day. But if the good Lord says the same, we'll be back next year and we'll call them again to make sure we remember why and how we have become a free nation. Now we just figure out what to do. The Democrats will be okay. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds everybody well. I know it's a somber day. I know when I do this, but it has to be done. 860-1440 number here. We can talk about anything else you guys want to talk about, but what you got planned for this day, or hope I hope I didn't call somebody that you knew this one. Well, why not? Let people know that they remember them. Let me see who this is. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Good morning. Mm. Mm-hmm. Right. I said we go where we asked to go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. Okay. All right. Ronald Reagan was a public affairs. Well, he was a public affairs officer, I believe. I think he was in the National Guard. Yeah, he was. He was in part. Yeah, and he was responsible for PR and things of that nature. No, I don't. I mean, it's been so many. It's been so many killings. I don't remember. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Uh, I think until the people who have people in there really get mad, angry, I mean, fighting mad, not too much is going to change because the general pop. Yeah. I, I listen, bro. Yeah, I just think, yeah. Well, if that's what, if I, oh, where'd I go? I think you do what you have to do. I just think that's what you do. Let me go to another call. Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. Good morning. Who's this? Fine. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. As a matter of fact, I got him. As a matter of fact, yeah, that's right. He died on the 24th day of July in 2005. Yeah. Yeah, I got him. Right. Oh, listen, that used to be something we wouldn't think about, but I don't know. It's people get used to freedom and they think it's free. Mm. All right. Hey, appreciate it. Let me take a couple of calls. I got to take my first break. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning, sir. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Somebody got to keep the memory alive. Mm-hmm. We did. We did. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. They were. They were. That's all right. Mm. Politics. Elected officials. Getting elected. I don't know. All right. Appreciate it. We'll be back on this Memorial Day commemoration for the lives lost, the souls that didn't come home. And it is not Veterans Day because you cannot thank these people for their service anymore. The best we can do is remember their sacrifice. We'll be back.
Today is your choice of saving yourself an egg and twist yourself. What? A small seasoned potatoes for just $3. Break your morning routine and get your $3 breakfast deal today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Going to give you the all clear. No major problems or accidents have been reported by the authorities to send you on an alternate route. Check for the surrounding counties. They're clear as well. You keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Larry Live Oak has been insuring the River region since 1988, customizing your insurance needs to the perfect plan. Live Oak Insurance, 4791 Main Street in Millbrook, 334-382-2881. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
The conservative underground meets right now. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
And of course, you got your climate czar, John Kerry, as if fighting inflation has not already made farmers' lives miserable. Fertilizer 3 times the cost of what it used to be. Seed costs more than doubled. The cost of fixing their heavy equipment, if you can even get the parts, is now through the roof. It's such a burden on our nation's farmers. And John Kerry is now calling for a crackdown on America's food producers because he says they create too much pollution. Well, what do you want to do to you want to drive farmers out of business? Because guess what? Nobody's going to be able to eat if American farmers are out of business, Mr. I voted for the $87 billion before I voted against it.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple, that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Dissecting politics with exclusive interviews, commentary, and humor. Useful Idiots with Katie Halbert and Aaron Mate.
I just want to share a Mecca story. My friend
I need some breakfast.
And my friend who has a car saw the announcement and he asked me if I wanted to go help rescue a dog. And we went all the way to Brooklyn and we were going to drive it all the way to Staten Island. And then it turned out the vet was closed. Then he got a ticket. So no good deed goes unpunished.
Useful Idiots, wherever you listen.
Jesse Kelly here. I'm not a financial expert, but I do look for solid investment opportunities for investment growth and protection against loss. I do know that putting all your eggs in one basket is not a good financial plan. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver with Oxford Gold is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Or you can buy precious metals and keep them in your safe. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Maxwell, he was scratching and losing some hair. My vet, she said, oh, he must be allergic to chicken. Another vet said he could drain. Third vet said it's the weather. Then somebody said, it took 2 weeks, and the dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out. The dynamite is a big part of Maxwell's diet. You get some dynamite, how happy your dog will be. DINOVITE.com.
All the tire experts at Chico's Auto Pros, where you'll get the price match guarantee and free extras like roadside assistance, local towing, and free balance and rotation. Chico's Auto Pros.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
And welcome in to our Memorial Day commemoration show. We are thankful for the sacrifices, at least most of us are, but the sacrifices of the young men and women. Like Ronald Reagan said, when you lose somebody in war, you lose 2 lives, the one they got and the one they would have had. Let us all remember that. 860-1440 number. You want to give us a call up, talk to us, say who's been online the longest here. Let me see this guy. Good morning on there. Good morning, Steve. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Right. Right. Somebody, that's true. Yeah. Right, right. All right. Appreciate it. 860-1440 is the number here. You want to give us a call? Love to talk to you. What's on your mind? 8:32 in the morning. Good morning. Yes, Mr. Ed. I'm doing fine. All right, Mr. Ed, appreciate your call. 860-1440 is the number here. You can text me 241-9998, just in case you don't want to be on the air. Good morning. Who's this? Yes, Miss Daisy. Mm. Well, I thank you, Miss Daisy. I'm part of that family. They're yeah, dude. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate being here to do it because there were some couple times there I wasn't sure, but yeah, good Lord, love me back. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. There are three general orders that all military people must remember when they join. I don't know if they still do it. We got we've lost our way in the military in so many ways, but there are three general orders that you must adhere to. One, I will guard everything within the limits of my post and quit my post only when properly relieved. Two, I will obey my special orders and perform all my duties in a military manner. It is my responsibility to report violations of my special orders, emergencies, and anything not covered in my instructions to the commander of the relief. So those are the basic three general orders you must follow every when you join the military. Now they may have changed it right now and said, well, they may have said follow them if you want to. I don't really know what the deal is today. Good morning on there. Fine. Well, no, we do question, right? But we follow order, but we do question them sometimes. Yeah, to ourselves. Yeah. Yeah. What the hell? Yes. Well, when you say unjust, but when you say unjust, unless you have all the information available to you, the top secret information that you don't know, I don't know. If a car crashes on you're a truck driver. If a car crashes on 85, 40 miles up the road, it affects you also. So I don't know. I, I, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, everybody makes something off war. Even if you're going in for the greatest of intentions, I mean, people like the Bilderberg, people like that, they make money. Mm. But that's the question that's asked of our politicians and of our leaders, not of our soldiers. Yeah. Hmm. Well, and that's going to hurt us at some point. That really is going to hurt us, but they don't see it now because they think war is like it is on the machines on TV. That's not what it is. Yeah. Yeah, which is yes, it has. Yeah, so I was hoping we could keep that away from the military, but when I don't know. But anyway, hey, appreciate it. I got to take a break. It's 8:41 in the morning. We'll be back. This Memorial Day commemoration, not Veterans Day. Veterans are still here. This is for the ones who didn't come home, or the ones who came home at Dover Air Force Base and cargo. The ones who've given all they had to give. They say that everybody gives something, but some give all they have. That's what day Memorial Day is. So don't be thanking veterans. Let's thank the ones that didn't come back to be one.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com.
Well, it's gonna take some time this time. I don't want to say you gotta leave.
My name is Tom Thornton. And my name is Cindy Thornton. We're retired, and this is how we live united.
We decided to volunteer with United Way at our community free health clinic.
United Way is how we contribute, because we know our time and money are going to the right places.
Judging by the thank yous we get at the clinic, I'd say we're doing the right thing with our retirement too. We're Tom and Cindy Thornton. We volunteer at our community free health clinic. We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and Ad Counseling. This is State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris, encouraging you to take the Purple Pledge and support the 47 million people worldwide who are living with Alzheimer's disease and other dementias.
The number of Americans living with Alzheimer's is growing at an alarming rate. 10% of people over the age of 65 have the disease, and 2/3 of them are women. New research is making it possible to detect Alzheimer's disease and providing an accurate diagnosis earlier than ever before. This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and the station.
I had Zika virus from a mosquito. I had a reaction. Health challenge.
Threats to your health can come from unexpected places. Get the facts. Visit testnet.org. Public services and the National Pet Ministry.
Did you know that Alabama law requires all pets to be currently vaccinated against rabies? This is State Public Health Veterinarian D. Jones. Rabies vaccination not only protects dogs and cats from the deadly virus, it also reduces the risk to the owners who can unknowingly be exposed by their unvaccinated pets. Help us protect you, your family, and your pets by getting them vaccinated today.
This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and the station.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
It is Memorial Day commemoration 2023. It is a solemn day. It's probably one of the most solemn days on our holiday calendar. It's not really about barbecues and fish and meats, and those things are great. It's about the people who made it possible. For every time you hear an airplane go overhead, you know that you're still safe. One proof, look at Ukraine. Old people out in the streets, no place to go, no heat, no food. No, our young folks are still doing a pretty good job. 860-1440 is the number here. You want to give us a call, let me talk to you, what's over in your mind. Let's go back to phones. Good morning, you're on there. Good morning. No. All right. Appreciate it. And I don't disagree with you. You know, I don't disagree. I think when you have a nation that just conspicuously ignores what got us here, whom got us here, you know, we are well, I think it was Abraham Lincoln said, we are not long to be. So we'll Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. The basic, as a matter of fact, between you, it is that Christianity, it's that Judeo, that basic belief foundation we have that allowed some people to change their mind and say, you know what, we may not be doing this right. And so, we're not a perfect country, but we are a great one. But we're not perfect. Yeah. Hey, appreciate your call. Let me take a couple more calls before I get out of here this hour. Good morning, you on there. Morning. Well, we fought for those that Constitution of the United States, what it stands for. Yeah. Listen. Like I said, we may not agree with what you say, but we've got a lot of people to put their life on the line so you can say it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mm. Woke? No, 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 no. That's not true. That's not. Woke is about. Woke is about. Let me get that. Woke is about trying to undo the past. It cannot be. It cannot be. It cannot be undone. Okay. Okay. And wait. Now that's an amazing thing because we don't wait. That's an amazing thing. Well, I'm not for police brutality and all that stuff, but it seems like to me our biggest problem is us. Wait a minute. When we gonna wake up? Wait a minute. When we gonna wake up to that? When we gonna wake up to that? I'm with you. But wait a minute. When we gonna wake up to our own people killing us? Oh, that's a subject. All right, see you later, bro. Okay, I hear. I hear. See you later. Yeah, we done. So that's a subject matter for another day. Okay then. I got you. All I gotta do right now is go in the computer and type in black man shot. Google me from all across the nation. Google will have that information for me. So anyway, let me play Ronald Reagan one more time on my way out of here because I think that he says it better than any of us has ever done.
Prospered as no other people on earth. It was because here in this land, we unleashed
Happy Memorial Day,
to a greater extent than has ever been done before.
if that is such a thing.
The dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. The sloping hills of Arlington National Cemetery, with its row upon row of simple white markers bearing crosses or stars of David, they add up to only a tiny fraction of the price that has been paid for our freedom. Each one of those markers is a monument to the kind of hero I spoke of earlier. Their lives ended in places called Belleau Wood, the Argonne, Omaha Beach, Salerno, and halfway around the world on Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Pork Chop Hill, the Chosin Reservoir, and in 100 rice paddies and jungles of a place called Vietnam. Under one such marker lies a young man, Martin Treptow, who left his job in a small-town barber shop in 1917 to go to France with the famed Rainbow Division. There on the Western Front, he was killed trying to carry a message between battalions under heavy artillery fire. We're told that on his body was found a diary. On the flyleaf, under the heading, My Pledge, he had written these words: America must win this war. Therefore I will work, I will save, I will sacrifice, I will endure. I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost as if the issue of the whole struggle depended on me alone. We must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have. Let that be understood by those who practice terrorism and prey upon their neighbors. As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it now or ever. We are Americans.
Have a great weekend, everybody, and hope this day finds you, hope you remember at least a little bit about what it's really all about those who gave their last measure of strength and life for our freedom to celebrate this weekend. Have a good weekend.
Now, your WSFA 12 news update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams of WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Friday. Alabama consumes the extra money in their banks this year. Lawmakers passed a bill giving a one-time rebate to tax filers and is now headed to the governor's desk to be signed. If signed in November, individuals will get $150 and couples or joint filers will get $300. A bill to introduce safe haven baby boxes in our state passed through a Senate committee. Right now, a mother in crisis can only surrender her baby at a hospital up to 72 hours after birth. This new bill gives mothers up to 45 days to take the baby to the hospital or a fire station. The bill would allow for baby boxes to be installed at those locations. A project honoring fallen service members will open today in Prattville just in time for Memorial Day. The Alabama Poppy Project returns to Spillway Park downtown. More than 2,000 handmade ceramic poppies will be on display until the 31st. I'm Jasmine Williams at your Morning Headlines.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, the home of Sean Hannity. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama. A Cumulus media station.
Women are tired of bulky, leaky plastic pads made with harsh ingredients that itch and irritate their skin. Attention Grace has set out to design the cleanest, highest performing incontinence products, and the difference is night and day. Women everywhere are switching to Attention Grace, a revolutionary line of skin-safe incontinence liners, pads, and briefs that are tough on leaks, safe on skin, and gentler on the planet. Ready to upgrade your incontinence care? Attention Grace.